Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of You, Me, and He. I'm your host, Rob Lambert, and I'm joined by my co-host.
This is Josh Frankenstein.
And this is Drew Carroll.
Dude.
Solid delivery,
nice.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I mean,
last week was a train wreck. This week is feeling much better. That was good.
I don't know if I'd call it a train wreck, but...
Yeah.
Did you listen to last week's episode?
I did, yeah. I did.
No, the intro was very, very bad.
No, it wasn't bad because it was a mistake. It was bad because we literally did it that way. Or Andrew literally did it that way. So...
Well, part of it just got weird.
Well, I just want to say welcome to the show, and hey, make sure wherever you get your podcast, you rate and subscribe. That really helps out. And make sure you tell a friend about the show. Great way to spread the word and get the show off the ground. Make sure you check us out at patreon.com/youmehepodcast. Tonight, we were talking about some good stuff. We were talking about cheese and haunted furniture.
You know, it's funny because when you describe the Patreon, it doesn't sound that exciting.
Not one bit.
But I laughed so much during that time.
It was good.
Yeah.
Andrew was literally crying as he made a joke that probably wasn't his best, but it was punny enough.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was cheese. We were coming up with different businesses that you could use. You could use Jesus
for,
as the,
Which we decided was any.
yeah, pretty much. As long as it has kings in the front, right? Okay. Yeah. So for $2 a month, you get exclusive access to that content. So join in now, and you can laugh at all of our cheese jokes.
And
That'll
for
be great.
for $5 a month, you will get to talk to us eventually.
That's right. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Stay tuned to our Twitter and our Patreon for those dates and times. You got to show up, people. You got to show up. All right, fellas. It is imperative that I share with you this beautiful, beautiful Bachelor update because, guys, the universe just decided to hand us a gift, really, when it comes to
it's funny,
The Bachelor. So
it's funny how we have two different definitions of what a gift is. I don't think we see eye to eye.
Before we jump in, I am going to say spoilers. Spoilers. Drew, did you watch the finale?
Yeah. No, I did not. I'm sorry. I just know who is the next Bachelorette.
Okay, so if you didn't see the finale, then everything ended with basically Colton and Cassie. They're the new happy couple, and the whole thing that they teased the entire season, basically letting us know whether or not he was going to lose his virginity. At the end, he basically said, "I'm in a relationship now, so it's nobody's business." So we have no idea. So thanks, ABC.
That's the whole reason they bought that story.
I know, for real. But
my
no,
gosh.
the most glorious.
So you're
part
telling
of
me
this-
that he didn't end up with a single woman that was part of the show?
No, he did.
Oh, he did.
No, he did.
Okay,
Yeah,
They
all
just
right.
didn't. Yeah, they didn't get engaged, right?
No. They're going to date for a while.
Are they?
Yeah.
Guys, we still haven't held hands yet. Okay, like these things take time.
No, dude, he was making out hardcore with every single one of those girls. Like the moment he met them, dude.
This guy was supposed to be
true.
a virgin, right?
Mid-sentence.
Yeah, not shy at all.
Mid-sentence.
Dude. He was going into it like I've done this a million times.
He was like, "Hi, my name's Colton. Let's make out now." Like, that was basically how it went.
If he even got to
ridiculous.
"Hi, my name's Colton."
Wow.
Yeah, for real.
It's amazing that STDs aren't shared on that show.
It's just
No,
not
they
talked
probably
about.
That's your going away gift.
That's your parting gift.
Sorry, things didn't work out.
Here's your rose and an STD.
So the most amazing thing is that by the end of the episode, they announce who the new Bachelorette is going to be. And I think there was definitely some front runners. There were some people that we were like thinking were going to be there. But none of us could have expected the universe to hand us such a precious gift as to make Hannah B. Crazy Hannah B. is going to be the Bachelorette. Oh, it's so good. Dude, Josh, I was going to be done with these updates, but now I can't stop.
It's really unfortunate.
They picked her because she's a train wreck.
Of course.
Oh my gosh.
She
Oh,
stayed
for
on the
sure.
show. They knew That was probably one of the girls where they're like, all right, Colton, you just got to keep her around a little bit longer. She's too good.
Oh, yeah.
Made good TV.
Yeah. Well, made TV.
Made TV.
So, Drew, you didn't get to see it, but after they announced that she's the Bachelorette, they're like, and you get to meet the first 5 guys.
I saw the dude that raps. What a loser. What a loser.
It was the most awkward,
He was
going to be so good.
That dude looked like he was
so
wearing
good.
all Goodfellow clothes from Target.
Oh, man. Oh, one of them rapped. One of them had a rap ready.
That's the one I was talking about.
That's the guy?
Yeah. What a loser.
How do you think they sit back and decide which 5 guys that they're going to introduce?
Good question.
Well, number 1 has to be rap ability, I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure there's a screening process. You know, be yourself. What would you do if you were meeting her right now? Oh,
Aren't they probably already technically filming?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they probably are.
Yeah.
She's
I would
probably
think
already
so.
with somebody else,
You probably
or maybe not.
surprise plot twist. She's with Colton.
The limo pulls up and he steps out. And you're like,
Yeah.
what?
Show's over.
There you go. So, man, just when you thought the Bachelor updates were done,
It's
they
never going to be done.
They are done. And now we're
show's
moving to
never gonna
Bachelorette updates. So, Josh,
Do you think?
get ready.
Do you think that what's the host name?
Chris Harrison?
Yeah. So do you think whenever
Harris?
he
Chris
dies or he can't do the show anymore, or whatever, do you think they'll just move someone else like Drew Carey? Put Drew Carey.
Nah,
in there?
dude. It'll totally be
When he
Seacrest.
dies?
You know it'll be Seacrest.
Oh, dude. Yeah. You think so?
Well, I mean, obviously, I would love it if it was Chris Hansen.
No, dude. No one's hiring him.
It would make sense,
Now,
though.
ladies, ladies, I'm going to ask y'all to take a seat. I'm Chris Hansen, and this is the final rose of the evening. Dude, that would be so good. That would be so good.
I just need you to walk out that door.
Wait, what's out there? Is there a limo out there? There's a limo. It's there. You're free to go. You're free to go. Oh, man.
Oh, that would be
so
good.
yeah.
Dude, Chris Hansen just never... Well, he does get old, but the jokes don't. He's definitely getting old.
He personally does age.
Yeah.
Hard these days.
Not like a fine wine. Not like a fine wine.
Yeah. So, so you can look forward to those Bachelorette updates coming soon. Josh is going to be excited about that. And speaking about things that Josh will be excited about, I watched... I bit the bullet and watched Ready Player One this week, Josh. How do you feel about that?
I feel good about it. I bit the bullet and watched Bohemian Rhapsody this week. So,
Josh was the only person I've ever talked to since that movie came out. Everybody I've talked to is like, oh my gosh, you have to see that movie. It's so good. And Josh is all, I watched Bohemian Rhapsody. I was like, what'd you think? He's all, eh.
I had to remind him that last week you said the same thing. You're like, it was okay.
Oh, man, the faces you're making right now. I wish we could show that to people. It was fine.
It was fine.
Man, I can't wait to go see it.
Please do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I liked it better than Solo, a Star Wars story, but that's a tale for another day.
Yeah, I think I
didn't
have to
see
agree
that
with
one.
you on that one. Ready Player One.
Yes.
yeah.
In the can. Done.
And
It was good. I say here, honestly, I sat there at the end of it. and I went,
movies do not impress this guy, dude. There's not a single movie
not
that
true, that's not
impresses
true.
this guy.
That's not
It's
true.
like you guys are like mirrors of each other right now.
No, because here's what happened. As the movie was ending, I sat there and I went, oh, yeah, Josh was right. That wasn't too bad. Didn't he watch this movie like 6 times in a row? What a weirdo.
It wasn't 6 times in a row. I just thought it was cool.
You did watch it a lot, though. I remember that week you were...
Yeah, I watched it 3 times.
that's a lot.
Well, I told you, dude, what gets fun is like going back and watching the movie and trying to find like all the pop culture avatars.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, that
all
was really
throughout
cool.
the movie. That's what becomes fun. And then you pick up on these little things that you didn't notice before. These pop culture references that aren't talked about. They're just in the background. So that's what makes it pretty cool. But
Yeah, it was. I saw the Battletoads.
Yeah.
At one point from the NES, like that was crazy. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So that part of it was very cool. I thought it was cool. I dug it. I
thought it was
fun.
Please don't ever do that again.
that was convincing, right? When I said it, I dig it. Sorry. All right, Josh, save me from myself. How are you doing, man?
I don't think I want to right now.
I dig it. I dig it.
When was the last time any one of you made like a complete arse of yourself in front of a lot of people? Like
About 10 seconds ago when I said,
point taken.
yeah.
Stand corrected.
Touche.
Drew, what would you say was yours?
It's probably been a while. Man, I don't know. I can't think of one.
Nothing comes to mind?
No, not really.
Okay.
Do you have one for me?
So
I'm sure if Josh and I put our heads together, we could think of one
At least one.
or 10.
this moment's coming to mind.
Those things just tend to leave my memory.
So this weekend was opening ceremonies for Little League Baseball. And
Yes.
it's like an all-day event, right? Because everyone takes photos and there's this big barbecue, and then you have like the 40-minute opening ceremonies where every kid who hasn't accomplished anything gets his name said over the loudspeaker or her name. Because that's the best part. Anyway,
Wait, do they let boys and girls play on the same team now?
yeah.
Oh,
It's like the Boy Scouts. Yeah.
There are no genders.
Okay.
There is only us.
They're all of us.
We. There is we.
There's only we. Anyway, so prior to opening ceremonies, we're trying to keep kids from going crazy. So we had soccer balls out on the field, and kids are running around playing tag. Right. Well, they're kicking these soccer balls up in the air, basically playing three flies up with a soccer ball. Right.
Oh, yeah.
One of them rolls over towards me, and I drop kick the ball. And I mean, I've got a pretty good kick, dude. I literally launched this ball like 150 feet in the air. It just went straight up, came down. I'm really good at it. Not a great soccer player, but I can kick the crap out of a ball. It's just one of the things I can do. So the kids got all excited when all these balls started getting kicked way up in the air, right? And we're playing on one of the fields where there are so many parents and so many people just around, right?
I love it.
So then, like all things grown-up boys do, and by grown-up boys, I mean 36-year-old men,
Yeah.
it turns into a competition with all the coaches of who can kick, right? And then it turns into who can kick something better with their opposite foot. So it's no longer what you're good at. Who has the better crappy thing? That's what the competition turns into.
That's usually the game that the second place guy comes up with. Well, let's try the left foot.
So, which by the way, that was me. Because I won the competition of kicking the ball straight up in the air, but the one that I lost was distance, kicking it the furthest. I came in second place on that one. Yeah. So yeah, it was left foot. That was my idea.
Now let's kick it backwards.
Let's run with it in between our legs and see if we
That would be awesome, dude.
what was that? That I'm thinking of that moment in that Adam Sandler movie with the ESPN announcer, and he says, "This is a game that we play at home when we're trying to decide who's the ultimate winner, and it's something Smoochie or whatever, and you have to move the orange between or the coconut Smoochie. That's what it was.
Just go with it.
Just go with it. Yeah, they had to move the coconut up.
Dave Matthews reaches down.
Dude, squats down and picks it up with his butt cheeks. That's what it reminded me of. Rob obviously has not seen the movie.
but This seems like a real funny joke you guys got going there. I love it.
Coconut Smoochie. That's what we would have played afterwards.
I love inside jokes. I'd love to be a part of one someday.
Coconut.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's the game that if it ended in a tie, we would have played
I can
soccer ball Smoochie.
I could see you and your best bud playing soccer ball Smoochie.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
I could also see
that's
both
what
of you picking up that soccer ball with your butt cheeks.
That's a prime example of when you win that game, you're actually the loser.
yeah, dude, seriously.
Guys, check it out. Check it out. Everybody's like, oh man.
I won soccer ball Smoochie. Anyway, I digress. So anyway, we start competing for who can kick the ball with their best opposite, because obviously there were some lefties out there, right? Anyway, I go first since it was my idea. Usually, I can use the left side of my body fairly well, not like nearly as good as like my right. You know, I throw farther and kick harder and everything with the right side of my body, but usually I'm in pretty good control. I made one fatal mistake, however. I decided to kick this soccer ball off of the gravel of the infield or the brick dust. So when I went to go plant my right foot and kick the ball, as I was swinging my left foot to kick the ball, my right foot started to slide like it Pete Roast itself.
There's no stopping that.
There was no stopping it, dude. Kick the ball, left foot goes up in the air. I literally flew like 4 feet up and then came crashing down and skidded another like foot and a half like on the ground in front of
Charlie Browned it.
Yeah, in front of 250 people, dude.
Oh.
Everyone saw it. Like
Nice.
it was like the biggest. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So you lost at the distance game,
Yes.
and then you lost at the next game that you brought.
to try and redeem myself. Like this would have been fodder for, like YouTube, dude. This would have been perfect. And I should have gotten my redemption story. Maybe I will one day.
I don't know.
His teammates are all, isn't that your dad?
Just puts his hat down.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it's been a long time since I've done something like that. I mean, it's not like standing in front of a church body and saying, "Hey, you in the back, put your hands together," or whatever it was.
All the way in the back, baby.
All the way in the back, baby. That's what it was.
I can say with full confidence the last 2 weeks I've got them clapping real good. And I didn't say anything stupid this time, so we're good.
Hey, you, all the way in the back, baby.
Oh, that's so funny, dude.
Anyway, yeah, dude, it was total middle-aged
Nice. Yep.
the way it happens. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
being a dad.
Being a dad. Dad stories.
Somebody would have been filming it. You
Dad
could have sent it
stories.
to Tom Bergeron and won $10,000. Oh wait, no, now it's what's his name? Alfonso Ribeiro.
Oh yeah, it's Alfonso now. Yeah, that would have been cool. Maybe someone does have
Either way.
it. I won't ever see that money.
Dang it.
It's whoever took the video.
Wouldn't that make you so mad if somebody took a video of you doing that, submitted it, and they won?
Oh, I'd be
money?
so angry. But dad videos never win the $10,000.
No.
Or even the $1,000. So it's just
not
like
even get the
extra
crotch shot?
material. No, not even the crotch shots get that
No,
kind
those
of
are
money.
on there every time.
Watch the next episode of America's Funniest Videos, and it's always the worst ones that seem to make it into the final 3. I don't understand.
Yeah. You would think, though, that after all those videos that people would stop buying those plastic yellow bats.
But we don't.
Ball.
We don't.
We'll never learn.
This right here, if you didn't go and get fixed when you're done having kids, they're going to handle it for you. Don't worry about it.
It's the cheapest procedure you'll get.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's always fun embarrassing yourself. You know a lot about that though, right, Drew?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had moments.
You had an incident this week, didn't you? No?
An embarrassing moment.
How was your week?
I was like, did I tell you?
You talk in your sleep.
I thought I kept that to myself.
I had a pretty good week, dude. It was busy. So a few things. I'm going to burn through these pretty quick. So South by Southwest was this month. And
Yes.
back in 2011, I had the opportunity to play at South by Southwest. We did 5 shows in 3 days, and it was super rad. So,
Have you ever been to the follow-up? South by Northeast? They were feeling a little lonely up there.
I haven't, no.
It's not good.
I'm sure.
It was no fire festival, though.
So one night we're walking around, and I'm like, man, I got to go to the bathroom. And
Of course.
of course,
yeah.
so I kind of like make my way away from the busy parts, and we're getting into this quieter area, and I come across this hotel, and so I go into the lobby, and there was a bathroom, but it was only one person at a time in there, and there was a little bit of a line. There was like 3 people there, and I'm like, oh my goodness! I guaranteed all of you have to drop a deuce, otherwise you wouldn't be here right now. You wouldn't walk this far.
Exactly.
So
story.
I'm sitting there, and then this guy comes behind me, and you could tell that he's in a band. And so I start talking to him a little bit, and I was like, oh, so you play in a band? He's all, yeah, there's no number 2s on the bus, so I got to come out here. And I was like, oh, on a bus, nice. I was like, what band are you in? He's all, oh, I'm the keyboardist for Chiodos. And I was all, Chiodos?
nice.
You guys are still around, huh?
Savage. Easy now.
And he just kind of looked at me, and he's all,
But I have a bus.
yeah, for sure. At the time, not no more.
You guys are still around.
So that was one of those moments. Yeah, he just kind of put his head down, and then, we didn't really talk much after that.
That's pretty. That's a dagger, man. Why would you do something like that?
It was an accident. It was like if I was talking to a normal person, just anybody, and they're talking about a band, and you're like, oh, yeah, I haven't heard about them in a while.
Yeah, Joe, are you still fired?
So that made me think of that story. But so this week, we're trying to find people to mow our yard. And we met these
Tweeter's
other
boyfriend isn't back yet, huh?
Dude, the hunt continues.
Yeah, again. I talked about it again with my neighbors this week, and they still haven't mowed their lawn. It's been like over a month. They're waiting for him to come back, dude.
Everybody's holding out.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
They're going to start putting flyers out looking for him.
So this other kid down the street who was introduced to us by a friend, they were like, he really wants to make money. He likes to, mow lawns for people. And we're like, okay, cool. So we bring him over, and then he has 2 younger brothers, and they show up too. Now, the oldest kid's like 12. The others are probably 9 and 6, if I had to guess.
Okay.
And so they were like, oh, we want to work too. And I was like, oh.
Here's a set of scissors.
I was like, what am I going to have these kids do? I'm like, you guys want to pull weeds? They're like, yeah, we'll pull weeds. And I'm like, okay. And they pull weeds for like 5 seconds, dude. And then they like start playing with the rabbit. And I'm like, okay, I can't like really get onto these kids about working because they're so young. It's like, but how am I supposed to pay them?
Here is 50 cents.
Yeah. And now I look like I'm some sort of a child labor like factory going on in my backyard, dude.
It's like Napoleon Dynamite with the chickens.
Yeah, dude.
It's like $1 an hour.
And it was just like this constant battle, dude. And I really didn't know how to deal with it. So I'm back to square one with the yard. I just don't know there's no
Fired
way
them too.
Yeah, dude. I overpaid for sure.
Dude, that's the way it goes, man. I won't hire teenagers anymore.
Yeah, but I really hate picking up dog poop. I really hate it, dude.
Well,
Then don't. Just embrace it, man.
just embrace it.
Just leave it, all of it.
Yeah.
Fertilize your vegetables with it.
It's your yard.
No,
dude.
all it
Do
does
whatever
is
you want.
burn the grass. Could you imagine when I moved out if I had just left it all?
That is true. Dogs are nothing but acid bags.
Yeah.
Like, 100%.
Everything they
dude.
do,
Yeah,
it just
everything
tears it up.
just kills everything.
Yeah, it's the worst. So, and then also this week, the guy that I used to work with when I was petitioning, he is a functioning alcoholic. And
Okay.
this week, earlier in the week, he called me because he had some huge thing happen at work that he wanted to talk to me about. And as soon as first 5 seconds,
Somebody took my whiskey away from me.
Oh, no.
first 5 seconds into it, I knew that he was hammered, and I was like, okay. So he tells me this whole story. We talk for like 20 minutes. 2 days later, he calls me again. Dude, you're never going to guess what happened. And he starts telling me the same story. And I was like,
At what point?
Okay.
At what point do you still label this as functioning?
well, okay. He gets out and does stuff. So
A lot of alcoholics get out and do stuff.
dude, so I listened to it, right? And it's a little bit shorter this time. It's probably like a 10-minute conversation. The next day, dude, he calls me again. And I'm like, man, I wonder what he wants to talk to me about. He had also sent me a text of like, call me ASAP. And I was like, okay. So I called him back, dude. And he starts to tell me the same story. And I'm like, okay, stop. I was like, you've called me twice already this week, dude. He's like, oh, I know. I'm like, no, dude. Like, you really got to harness this, man.
And then he's like, oh, by the way, I got to tell you this story.
It was like 10-second Tom, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Hi, I'm Tom. That's exactly what I was. Dude, what you should have started like cutting him off and like predicting what's going to happen next in the story. He's going to think you're like
A genius.
a wizard.
Yeah. A savant.
Yeah, dude, super weird. So you guys are lucky.
Or you should call him super late at night and be like, dude, I got to tell you something, and then tell him the exact same story.
That would be good.
I had a dream of this.
No way, man.
Yeah, so
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, hey, speaking of having a dream, there were some students who had a dream of getting into college, and their parents went above and beyond to make it happen.
This is
When
what
we
we're
come
talking
back-
about?
Yeah, when we come back, we're going to talk about the college admissions scandal.
I can't
Oh,
wait.
baby.
I can't wait.
Hi, I'm Adam
I'm Andy.
And I'm Rob, and we're three friends who work together
and
And
love
love
The
The
Office.
Office.
And on March 15th, which just so happens to be Michael Scott's birthday, we're launching a watch-along companion podcast for The Office called
Everybody in the conference room.
The Office Watch-Along Companion Podcast.
That's a mouthful.
And that's what she said.
Join us as we go episode by episode celebrating our favorite Office moments.
Beloved characters.
And rank Jim's pranks from best to even better.
Join us every Friday starting March 15th for Everybody in the Conference Room, wherever you get your podcasts.
Unless there's downsizing.
Wait, there's going to be downsizing? Should I be worried?
Maybe. All right, welcome back, everybody. Like I said before the break, we are talking the college admissions scandal. Guys, this is some big news, right?
Sure.
Dude, I think it's hilarious. I think it's so funny, dude.
I want to know why now it's an issue when this crap's been going on for like 150 years.
I think the stuff that's funny, dude, is parents paying to have their SAT scores corrected.
Or paying the smart kids to take the SATs on behalf of their stupid children.
No, well, dude, these parents, and I believe it's so William H. Macy, that's a name that keeps coming up. He hasn't been charged with anything yet, but he's
Yeah,
probably
with his
loving
wife,
the
though, right?
publicity.
Oh, man.
He could really use it.
He's like, yeah, I haven't been this hot since the shoveler.
Which, you know what, dude? All this is karma coming late because I asked him for a signature when I was working at a Whole Foods on Fairfax
remember that.
Boulevard, and he turned me down.
Yeah,
So
I do remember you telling us that story.
this is for you, buddy.
When he said no, didn't you yell, "You're going to regret this"? So
I wish I would have now.
you know what you need to do? You just, Drew, anytime somebody wrongs you, you just need to yell that out because sometimes you're going to be right. And then it's gonna be so awesome when
eventually
you are.
you're always going to be right.
There you go.
Bad things happen to everybody.
So
Screw
if
you,
anybody's been
Macy.
living under a-
Because one day I'm going to have my own podcast and I'm going to drag your name through the mud. So help me God.
150 people will hear it.
Hey, dude, that's 150 households that don't hold William H. Macy in high esteem anymore.
Dude,
he's
most of them
America's
probably
sweetheart,
don't know
bro.
who he is. They're probably Googling right now.
Oh, you're missing out. He was so good. But so if anybody's been living under a rock, so basically there's this scandal that's come out. Basically, there's these rich parents who have been paying or bribing their students' way into some like prestigious schools, USC, Yale, Stanford, Georgetown, a lot of stuff. And like the twoest high profile names, of course, are William H. Macy's wife,
Lori Loughlin.
Felicity Huffman. And then yeah, Lori Loughlin, dude, who is like America's sweetheart, bro. That's Aunt Becky from Full House.
Dude, you know what annoys me? Oh man, celebrities annoy me so bad. So,
Whoa. Hallmark Channel is not for celebrities.
oh, yeah, okay. So, but her daughter is going to USC, right?
Yeah.
Because they paid
Yeah.
a ton of money. And her dream was to be the next Kendall Jenner.
Oh, way to aim high on that one.
Dude, so frustrating, man, to see
Wait, and you're
people-
telling me that USC didn't want her? Can you imagine what that entrance essay sounded like when they're like, what are your dreams? What are your goals?
I use Mac.
Not the computer, but the makeup. Dude, I mean, one of the
We
one of
needed
the
an
most shocking
essay,
things-
not your sponsors.
Dude, one of the most shocking things for me about it is hearing that Hallmark is dropping Lori Loughlin, dude. Like Hallmark takes everybody.
Dude, they'll just put another no name in her spot. It's not a big deal.
So
Hallmark actors and actresses make significantly less money. I mean, they're
now
like
she's making
they're-
even less.
yeah, they're like single digit millions or hundreds thousands, which I know that's not poor, but
Not by any means.
that's
No,
like
that's like good Hallmark money. I'll take it.
but dude,
I will star opposite of Dean
No.
Cain in anything. He used to be Superman.
dude, by doing that you lose everything else. You might gain a little bit of money, but you lose everything else. No one respects you.
You don't respect yourself.
You got to bribe people to get your kids into school.
Come on, I'm Lori Loughlin. Who? Well,
Aunt Becky.
here's $500,000. Okay.
Well, dude, okay, so obviously there's a lot of debate on whether, like, did the students know? Should the students be punished? Is it just the parents who should be punished? And like the high profile names in this are Felicity Huffman, Lori Loughlin, but I was reading an article about a certain student who should be getting far more attention. You guys ever heard of Malcolm Abbott?
Malcolm Abbott.
Nope.
Yeah. He's the son of International Dispensing Corps founder Gregory Abbott. Does that ring a bell?
Nope.
No, Gregory Abbott was described in local media reports as the beverage bigwig or the soup distributor titan. Does that ring a bell?
Oh, you know what? It's starting to actually come to me.
Okay, then you know what? You know what might help? You might know him. You may know Malcolm Abbott by his rapper name, Billa. Does that sound familiar?
Billa?
You lost me again.
Okay, so This, I cannot stress enough, this is a legit article. It says one Manhattan youth forged a different path. It's talking about basically how the high profile rich people have been, like apologizing and trying to lie low. But it says one Manhattan youth forged a different path, bombastically confronting reporters and defending his parents, who basically paid and cheated to get him in. Defended his parents outside their Upper East Side apartment, smoking a giant blunt. Malcolm Abbott, son of Gregory Abbott, beverage bigwig, soup distributor titan. All that
You keep saying it, but I find myself caring less and less.
No, he says all the titles like he's a king on Game of Thrones, dude.
I know. Oh, you don't know Sir Gregory Abbott, beverage bigwig, the soup distributor titan,
rightful
House
king
Abbots.
of the Andals.
So it says, in his remarks to reporters this week, young Malcolm Abbott waved a blunt, promoted his career as a rapper under the name Billa, and explained that he did not attend college but appeared to take a page from Bernie Sanders' platform declaring, "I believe everyone has a right to go to college, man," in quotes. So,
And everyone's allowed to. If
Yeah.
you could pay for it. No one's stopping anyone from going to college.
So I decided,
Except, I guess, the FBI now.
well, that's true. So I hear that this guy's a rapper, and I'm like, dude, I got to check out his flow. And so if you go to YouTube and you search for the user Billa, spelled Billa, he's got a song called "If I Lost My Money," and it says off the celebrated EP titled "Cheese and Crackers." So make sure
Oh my gosh, that's
that you go pick that
awesome.
up. But dude, you got to go listen to this track. It's fire. And I thought it would be really sweet to read some of the YouTube quotes or the YouTube comments on this video to show you just how supported he is in his rap game. So
I can't find him on YouTube.
just search Billa, Billa,
I
or
did.
Billa Bees, BILLABEEZ / "If I Lost My Money." That's the video you're going to watch. And these are just some of the comments. People showing support in light of all these allegations. First one, this crap is whack, but please pass me the Grey Poupon and SAT cheat sheet.
Please continue.
I didn't realize they still made music videos on VHS. Don't listen to the haters. You can be anything you want to be. A gangster rapper, a cheesemaker, a transsexual, a living representation of Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. Anything.
Wow.
One of them just says, "Okay, guys, who's going to be the one to tell him?"
Who's gonna be the one to tell him?
And then the very last one, that's great. Dude, you're a fool. I hope when you grow up you try community college. Maybe you'll learn something there. Your music is no more special than hundreds and hundreds of other wannabes. So, dang it, Billa. But he was waving that blunt defending his parents, bro. So, there you go.
It's so silly, dude. So I was reading that some of these celebrities were actually in previous months and years were bragging about how much money they spent on their kids' education. So you talk about making a fool of yourself in front of a bunch of people.
Yeah, I guess I don't take the cake this week.
And I think I'd read that William H. Macy did an interview a few years back on The View where he was talking about nepotism and how he believes in giving, his kids the upper hand and stuff like that. It's just too bad nobody did that for him in Hollywood.
Oh, man.
Well, if Harvey Weinstein helped him, I'm sure he got some sort of hand.
Dang it, dude.
That'd be Kevin Spacey, right?
So there you go. Dude. College admission scandal.
2019. We should get shirts printed.
I'm still struggling with this one, man. Like, I don't understand why this is such a big deal when I know that every politician's child is taken care of in this way.
Dude. Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so what?
So what's happening in the world? Why this is so popular right now?
Yeah, like I personally feel like this is being.
What's that I hear? Is this a conspiracy corner?
Oh no.
No, I'm not going that direction. I just feel like it's being very much overblown, dude. I was just like,
well,
come on.
I had read that there's a lawsuit now against Lori Loughlin and William H. Macy's wife
Felicity Huffman.
From a lady in Oakland whose kid did not get into USC, even though he had amazing grades. He was a great athlete, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, dang.
For $500 billion.
Okay, that's that Dr. Evil money. Yeah. What are you doing?
Dude, they're gonna settle out of court for like 10 grand.
She's gonna settle out of court for friggin' sharks with friggin' laser beams on their head. Oh my gosh.
Because every animal deserves a warm meal.
Did you not look up their net worth? $25 million. They could never pay you that.
Apparently, they didn't realize that Lori Loughlin is working exclusively for Hallmark.
So I'd like to file these papers, please. Okay, ma'am. And it appears you are suing someone. What is the price that you are suing them for? $500 billion.
Dude, if you're there, what's your response? Why stop there?
Are you insinuating that there's someone somewhere sitting on the other side of a window that's going, okay, so it says here you want to sue somebody?
Absolutely, I am.
What was the price on the sue that you wanted to do?
Absolutely, I am. That's what makes it fun. I know it's not real, but that's what makes it fun. Why are you laughing so hard at that?
I'm imagining a freaking dude sitting there going, okay, so 500 billion. It seems a little high. Do you want to maybe a little more realistic on your sue? There's not enough space here to write 500 billion. We could do 5. You want to do 5?
Okay, that does make it better.
That's awesome. Dang it. Gosh, I hope that's a real thing.
The lawsuit store.
They have that. It's called LegalZoom.
Oh my God. All right. Well, we'll keep watching it. I'm hoping Aunt Becky. Look,
Goes
I'm
to
hoping that
prison?
she comes out. Yeah, that's probably the best. So never mind.
I'm just kidding, dude. I don't care.
Yeah, I really don't.
I just thought it was funny that the girl got a 1420 on her SATs after it was doctored by 450 points.
When you read that and you're a parent, you're kind of like, okay, I get it.
Dude, you know what would be really funny is if the reason why they had to doctor it for the 450 points is because she forgot to sign her name to it.
Oh no.
She actually was smart enough, but they're like,
No, dude.
because you realize that your name's like worth like 450 points. Just putting your name on it.
It is?
It used to be. I don't know if it is now.
Oh, that's a good stuff.
Everyone takes the ACTs now.
I'm sure she
which
got that right.
Someone tell me the difference between an ACT versus an SAT besides the scoring system.
I didn't even know that.
Never mind.
Took the
Well,
took the SATs once. Didn't even go looking for my score.
They're on record
You don't know what
somewhere.
You don't know what you got on the SAT, bro?
I didn't want to know. Didn't want to know.
I was one of those nerds who took it twice.
Of course you did.
Why?
And look where it got me now.
Why'd you take it twice?
Probably higher.
I mean, I took it twice, but I have a reason for it.
I got my first score, and my mom was like, "I think you could do better. Why don't you do it again?" And I was like, "Fine," and I did, and I did do better the second time. So
The reason why for me is because I took the SATs my freshman year to get an understanding of what was expected, and then I took them again my junior year.
See, that's the difference. That's the difference between firstborn and secondborn. Right? The high expectations versus the zero expectations. I don't even think my parents even asked about my score.
you're like, I take the SAT every Saturday in my recliner. That was a joke about sitting. So
Was it?
yeah. Let's just talk about what we've learned. All right, number one. I think one of the most important things that we've learned tonight is that Soccer Smoochie is a game. And it's a game. It's one of those games that when you win, you actually lose. So try it at your next party. You're going to love it. Number two, I think we learned that our audience is going to get more of what it is that they really want, which is that sweet, sweet Bachelorette update, Josh.
No, please.
Can't wait.
That's not something to learn. That's something you're forcing.
Dude, I will say, my wife, when she was listening to the recent one, she was actually very happy to hear that we were talking about The Bachelor, because
To get that update, right? Yeah.
well, she already watched it, but just to
It was engaging.
yeah.
Here's the big question, Josh. Can we count on you to be a viewer with us?
No.
That's what I was expecting. Okay, and so let's move on to number three.
Way to be a team
Number
player.
three.
I will sit in silence during the Bachelorette update.
Yeah, no, you'll sit down and watch it in silence.
Number three, I think the most important thing that we learned tonight is that somewhere, someplace, there's a guy sitting under a window that says "Sue here," I think is what it says. And he's just really concerned about making sure you sue for the right price and all that good stuff. I'm seeing here in the extras you said freaking sharks with freaking laser beams. I think that's a good idea. You should do that. Oh my gosh.
Can I interest you in a secondary lawsuit?
Have you heard of our double sue? It's 2 for 1. Oh my gosh. Just one filing fee. Okay, anyways.
We also have this great package where you can act as your own lawyer.
Well, hey, we just want to say thank you guys so much for listening and supporting the show. Make sure wherever you get your podcast that you rate and subscribe there. Make sure you tell a friend about the show. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/youmehepodcast, talking about that good cheese tonight.
Yes.
I'm just trying to sell this thing, Drew. We're talking cheese, baby.
Yes. Sounds so fun.
Yes. You sound like a grandpa who doesn't know English. You're just like, yes, yes.
Dude, you just always make it seem like it's a conversation between Mike and Ross when, Phoebe and Rachel go out on a date.
I know what you're talking about. Wait, I have to go back in? To the place where time stands still?
What's the difference between a lager and a... what was the other one? Ale and a lager.
Ale and a lager, yeah.
I don't know. Huh. Like, that's what Patreon is like.
Except way better, because we're talking about cheese, bro. Anyways.
Stout. That's another type of beer.
We're doing a horrible job at selling this thing. Let's just get out of here. Until next time, I'm your host, Rob Lambert.
This is Josh Frankenstein.
He's trying to think of a beer joke. You can't do it.
Drew Carroll.
Okay.
Oh, God. Okay, bye.
Drew Carroll.